Ahoy, Buccaneers! This is I, Jicky Seth, and we are going to use Seawolf Pirate 1 today. We secured a victory royale yesterday with Seawolf Pirate 2. Let's see how this fine chap fares off. Doing a little dance here in the battle bus lobby. And I'll tell you what, heads I win, tails you lose. Heads. Looks like a victory royale is sure to come. Hello, 8-Ball. Top of the afternoon, Ramirez. Good day to you, Bright Bomber. And hello, lady with the cool Hawaiian print dress. Let's rock out until that battle bus comes. A lot of defaults in the lobby today. Alright, we are going to attempt to wrap up some week 2 challenges. As you can see, I still have a whole bunch on this account to do. And I'd like to also double check the XP coins, both green and purple. I'm going to start off with the green one since there's 8 of those. I may or may not have got the green coin on the top of F8. That is the name of this mountain. I believe that is a coordinate. Who wants to name this mountain? What would you guys name it? It's got a waterfall underneath it. What about Yosemite? Haha. Alright, there it is. The green XP coin that I will collect shortly and add it to my treasure chest. Mount F8 right there. 5,000 XP. Fantabulous. There's Misty Meadows. Such a beautiful location. Is that Danish architecture? Boy, it reminds me of the town Solvang. Just a half an hour north of Santa Barbara. I love that place. One of my favorite destinations in California. Just behind Disneyland, of course. Let's come down here and loot up and then shoot up. Shoot up some opponents, that is. Alright, here we go. We've got a green assault rifle, some shield potion, ammo box. That will give you 446 XP. I'm going to try and notice things in this match. I never do. There's a med kit. Want to see how much XP certain things give you. Oh, another ammo box. 446 XP. Alright, we are going to shoot down to this zip line here and zip across to the other side. That's right, I used zip twice in the same sentence. Just call me Paul Bunyan because I'm chopping trees down. Going over a shark right now. Hope he can't jump too high. I haven't seen the sharks jump that high. They've jumped far though. Well, actually, I take that back. I've been a couple stories up in a house and a shark got me. My next objective here is to grab this chopper. That way I can get from location to location a lot quicker. Or would it be quicker? Landmark weather station. This is a well-weathered station. Looks like someone's fiddling about in the house. Yeah, they are. And here they come. Oh, I'm so sorry you had no weapons. No, they did, but they had a harvesting tool in hand. I've done that before. You're harvesting, someone catches you off guard. Gotta pay attention when you're harvesting, my friends. Let's move this stuff up front so I can pull it out when I need it. That's very important. I've been caught off guard a few times. Having a shield potion in hand or a med kit when I should have had a weapon. So Seawolf Pirate 1's got this really cool hat with the feather. And Seawolf Pirate 2 had the bandana, if you could remember. I really like these pirate skins. Seawolf and Blackheart. Let's come up with more. Let's bring them back. I'd like to see more pirate camps. Alright, let's go to Lazy Lake and see if we can't take out one more opponent. Complete that challenge. Coming in hot. I bet you there's some Marauders here. Enter the Lazy Lake. As if I wasn't aware. Got some great news to share with you about these location-specific elimination challenges. Try saying that 5 times fast. You can apparently eliminate a Marauder at the location, and that counts. So, up in Steamy Stacks, where nobody's going these days, it would be fantastic if a Marauder ship would crash there. You can whip off all 3. Very easy, biggity bam. Alright, I'm going to bypass that pistol. I kind of like what I got right now. I'm keeping the fishing pole because I have intentions of ending up at Sweaty Sands and riding a loot shark and finally completing that challenge for this account. That's a tough challenge. You could go there 5 games and maybe 1 game there'll actually be a loot shark hanging out. Get some metal. Metal's always good for you. Speaking of metal, there's a new Fates Warning record coming out soon. Go out and buy that. And actually last year, John Arch and Jim Mathios, they put out a record, and boy is it awesome. It's called Arch Mathios. I highly recommend you picking that one up. I actually went to a record store and bought that. That's old school right there. Alright, let's see what's what. All I need is to find one opponent. Oh, there's a Marauder. Let's see if we can take him out. Knock down Assault Marauder. And there it is, look. It counts towards my eliminations. Level 30, new harvesting tool. Reminds me of something really funny. I was up in Ojai in, I think it was like 1999. That's a long time ago. Some of you weren't even born yet. And this is back when Saturday Night Live used to be funny. I don't even know what it's like nowadays. I stopped watching it. It's too political for my tastes. But there was some of the big stars were Molly Shannon, Sherry O'Terry, Will Ferrell. And I just happened to be at a coffee shop up in Ojai, and who's in front of me? Molly Shannon. And in my... Oh, I got someone else here. Look at that. I wasn't even paying attention. I got in a limb. So anyways, I'm standing in line at the coffee shop in Ojai, right behind Molly Shannon. And I do the announcer's voice from Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, the Saturday Night Live Band, starring Sherry O'Terry, Molly Shannon. And I tell you, she turned around and gave me the nastiest look that any human being has ever given another. But it was really funny for me. And you know what? You're in comedy. And that was my comedy. I like comedy. I tried doing stand-up once at a comedy club. It was alright. Someone said I reminded them of a young Steve Martin. Keep in mind this was like in the early 90s when I did that. Back when I had a funny bone. Now it's just bad father puns. Stumpy Ridge. Because of all the stumps. I'm stumped. Why is it called Stumpy Ridge? Take note of this purple XP coin here. It's a little bit obscured by the tree and the rock, so you'll have to chop that away with your harvesting tool. Speaking of which, I gotta get a new pair of pliers. Whoever came and fixed our dryer took my pliers. To their credit, they probably thought it was theirs. I'm always buying tools and they're always getting misplaced. I probably have about 5 screwdrivers in the car. Both Phillips head and flat. Here's something funny I didn't know. My wife, who is from Japan, told me that instead of Phillips head and flathead, they call them plus and minus. It makes sense. It looks like a plus and a minus. I like it. There we go. So you will know that you got all the fragments when the explosion of confetti happens at the end. I think there's some ribbons thrown in there too. Which also reminds me, I had this really cheesy parlor trick when I was a singer for AM radio. We used to play shows and, you know, sometimes we'd play a really big venue and I'm just doing like a small club parlor trip. Well, here's the trick before I get too far. I would have a pocket full of sparkly confetti, and we had this one song called 1,000 Suns, or 1,000 Suns. And at one point in the song, I would put my hand in my pocket, get a handful of sparkly confetti, and throw it up into the spotlights. And it would just look awesome at a small club. But if you're playing like a 3,000 to 10,000 seater, it just you don't even see it. Only the people right in front of you see it. That was kind of funny. Unfortunately, a couple times, kids came up to me after and said, "Hey, you got confetti in my eye." And after that, I stopped doing it because I don't want to do that to nobody. All right. And then there was this one tour. We were on tour with Weezer opening up. And I got my little cheesy trick where I pulled confetti out of my pocket. They got a song, Only in Dreams, and at the climax of that song, they dropped giant glittery confetti from the ceiling. So that was a Stonehenge moment for me from Spinal Tap. Theirs is the actual size of Stonehenge. Mine is what was actually made. Alright, so I think I got a Holly Hedges challenge. I'm going to try and whip this off. Marauders are always coming here. Let's see if I can do it before the storm hits. Speaking of storm, who wants a new X-Men movie? Can someone get on that ASAP pronto, please? I think that would be awesome. We haven't had an X-Men movie in years. What was the last one? Apocalypse? And they kind of threw in a bunch of new actors and actresses. Like, to me, Storm will always be Halle Berry, who I saw in real life at a playground with. That was kind of neat. I took my son to a playground, and I look over, I'm like, hey, there's Halle Berry just hanging out. She looks as cool in real life as she does on the screen. I will tell you that firsthand. Alright, and yeah, Hugh Jackman will always be Wolverine. That guy is so awesome. He is Wolverine. He was awesome also in, I'm going to pronounce this wrong because I don't speak French. Les Miserables is what I call it. That's like the New Jersey way to say it. But what is it? Les Miserables? I don't know, I can't say it. That was my best crack at speaking French. One of my best buddies is actually going to run for the presidency of France. He's from France, of course, otherwise he wouldn't be able to do that. Emmanuel Etier, one of the best guys on the face of the planet. Very talented filmmaker. He's been doing documentaries with Sharon Stone all these years. Such a beautiful soul. And he's going to run for the presidency of France. So if you're French and he's on that ticket, please vote for him. I usually don't like to get political, but when it comes to friends of mine, I will throw my hat in the ring. I'll even send you a free piece of cheese. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. That's one thing I always remember about him. He'd have these awesome swanky parties, and there'd be all these different kinds of expensive cheese. And I just come from the school of, just living in a cheesy apartment, buying the bare minimum for groceries. And, trying out all these expensive cheeses was just so much fun for me. I highly recommend it, actually. Go out there to the grocery store, get yourself about 4 or 5 fancy cheeses, some crackers, and have at it. Have a cheese and cracker party. That's a cheesy idea, isn't it? Alright, let's shoot up here. Yeah, I got friends from all over the world. That's the way it should be. It's a beautiful planet, many beautiful people everywhere. Beautiful countries. Bandit Barge, Rickety Rig. Oh, we're just hitting all the places here. Game's coming to a close. I'm bantering on about world travels. I've only been to a few different countries. Been to the US, of course, I live here. Canada, Japan, like 3 times. And the wild card, I went to Guatemala in 1992 on a tour with my band King Size. Boy, was that awesome. Such a wonderful experience. The people there are just fantastic. Alright, let's see what we got here. Never been to the UK, even though that's my biggest influence for songwriting and music. All my favorite bands are from the UK. The Cure, Psychedelic Furs, New Order, I could go on and on, Depeche Mode. I love the Suede. They're amazing. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's get this loot drop. I'm taking a chance here. There's 2 other players and me. Going for a loot drop at this stage of the game. It's like taking a bunch of tin cans and clanging them around. Hey everybody, this is my location. Alright. Let's get up on here. The Fortilla. Took me about a week before I realized that's how it's pronounced. I was calling it the Fortilla. My 5-year-old son calls it the tortilla. I even made up something called a Fortilla soup. I'm not quite sure what's in it. There's a shark, by the way. I did notice that. I wonder how high he would go. I know he'd get me here. What if I shot up a couple tiers? Would he go up to the 4th floor? Alright, we are sitting pretty here at the end of the match. I have no idea where the other 2 players are. There's so many places to hide here, they could be anywhere. And on that same token, I could be anywhere. So they probably don't know where I am. It's a very interesting place to end the game. I had one other game where it ended at the Fortilla. I came in 2nd. It was a very unremarkable match. So I just deleted it. Alright, so I see where they're building up on top of me, many stories up. This is going to be a very vertical game, I have a hunch. It's a great place to hide in the water. As long as a shark doesn't come along. I'm a big fan of hiding in other people's structures. They just build them, leave them behind, and who would ever know you're in here? Look at those 2 cutlass. Or would you say cutlasses? Would cutlass be the plural? Well, either way, they're 2 fine swords. And they're both sea wolves. Kit's shockwave launcher just sitting there. I don't want it. I had another match where I shot someone laterally, and I just didn't know where I shot the opponent, so I don't want that to happen again. There's only one other player left now. I smell a victory royale in sight. Not a very high elimination game. Look at all these fancy dancy computers. I wonder what they're doing. They're all probably playing Fortnite. They're all probably playing Apex. I'm so sorry to say, but I just never got into that game. I tried it once or twice. Before I started playing Fortnite, I was playing Quake Champions. It took me back to the old Quake days. I love Quake, Unreal, Half-Life. Those games are just classics to me, and they always will be. Fortnite's right up there with those now. This game just keeps adapting, changing, adding new stuff. Who's excited for the big summer event coming up? Alright, so there's a launch pad. Oh, there they are. On that junkyard heap. Let's see if I can't hit them from here. Nah. Oh, I got one hidden. That was actually a surprise. And I'm an AR specialist, apparently. Alright, this match is coming to a close. Let's see if we can get a Victory Royale for Seawolf Pirate 1. This has just been a week of Pirate Victory Royales. Here we go! And look, it's Point Patroller. I can't wait to see what the PlayStation Celebration Pack is for this season. Definitely have to get that. I love the Point Patroller skin. Oh, here we go. You and me. And now just me. Seawolf. Pirate 1 Victory Royale. Alright. Let's celebrate with a little jiggity jig dance here. And folks, it's been a week of Pirate Victory Royales. There's only one thing I can really say here. Arrgh! Hope you guys enjoyed the match. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and have a fantastic Fortnite.